Squarespace is the easiest way to make an elegant website that puts your content forward as the center of attention. Come over here and grab your domain. You can set up an online store if you like, take credit cards, set up shipping with ShipStation. I'm going to grab a template and make a photography website. And you guys have full control with Get Access as well if you like. Get started with Wexley. All I had to do is just drag and drop all these images into the portfolio and they show up. You can rearrange them any way you like, add captions. You can even sell these as digital items. I was able to do all this in under 10 minutes, and I even set up a second gallery that is a client-only gallery that's protected by a password. So head over to squarespace.com/TechSyndicate for a 10% discount. Plus, you're going to get a free trial period so you can test it out, get your website set up, and then when you're ready to go, you can go ahead and get that discount. Squarespace.com/TechSyndicate.
I'm all about natural light photography because I like the authenticity, and sometimes flashes tend to be a bit much for me. You lose some of the shadows, and I like the shadows that you get from a natural light source combined with a reflector. So the most important thing when it comes to natural light photography is understanding the position of the sun and the location. You're going to want to know what time of day you're going to be there and where the sun is going to be for your location. If you go somewhere and the sun is hitting straight on where your location is at the time that you're there, it's going to be too bright and you'll end up with really washed out colors, harsh shadows, and then the background's not going to be even. You want to have an even dynamic range. So what we're going to do today is we're going to find a couple locations where the sun is actually right behind us. You want the sun to be behind your model, behind your subject. Now what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to bounce some light back onto them. Having the big giant sunlight behind them will illuminate their outline, and that's always important as well. When you're in a studio, a lot of times you'll have what's called a hair light, and so the sun is going to act as basically your hair light to give you some illumination from behind you, from their shoulders, to sort of make them pop out from the surrounding area, and then throw the reflector on them. This is like the most important thing you can own when it comes to natural light photography, other than a good lens and a decent camera. But even with a cell phone, you're going to have way better pictures if you have a reflector. So, for instance, let's go ahead and set up some shots here. Here is a shot without a reflector, and you can notice that it's a good shot because we have a good camera, but there's going to be shadows in weird spots. The nose casts some shadows. There may be shadows under the eyes. It's not as evenly lit. It makes people look a little more tired, but now here's the same shot again with a reflector, and you can see it just brightens up and smooths out the skin, makes it a more even shot, and it also is way more flattering. It's important to know that when you're in whatever location, the sun's over there, reflector's here. Exceptionally important when you have a bright sunny day. Now generally you don't want to shoot at noon. You're going to want to shoot either in the morning or in the evening. So when it comes to reflectors, there are several different ones to choose from. I recommend getting a kit that has several different layers, meaning that you can just continually unzip the different layers to get all the way down to the inside, which should be a scrim to help block out sunlight. Sometimes if it's too bright, use the scrim. If you want warm, nice light like a sunset or whatever, you can use the gold. If you want more neutral or a little cooler light, you can use either the silver or the white. The white will give you the softest, most natural light, but if you want a little bit more light, switch over to the silver. And then you can also use the flag, which is the black color. And if you're someone who's like, you know what, I don't know what size I need, well, if you're going to be shooting mostly headshots, then you'll need a smaller one, or you'll be okay with a smaller one. If you want to shoot like from the knee up or full body shots, you're going to have to get the biggest one you can find. Now you can go on Amazon and get these things for relatively low prices, and they're all pretty good. We'll have links to the descriptions for the ones that I like. And then if you're someone who's going to be shooting without an assistant, you're going to need to get a stand. And this is a really good set that comes with everything you need and a stand. If you want to go bigger, you can do that too with a set like this, where you have a really large stand that you can hang your reflectors on. Now this will work with natural light or also in the studio to add a little bit of extra light if you're using some always on lights or even bouncing with a flash. All right, I'm going to show you how the reflector works. So when you pop it open, there you go. See that light shining around? We've got it like this. You're going to push together, and then one hand will turn forward while the other hand turns backwards. Push together and turn, and it'll roll around on itself. There you go. It's all neat and ready to be put away. Guys, it's so important to make sure you're looking at the location during the time of day when you're going to be there. Otherwise, you can pop up on your phone or even carry a real compass. Then you can estimate where the sun's going to be in relation to how you're going to be shooting. Now, if you live somewhere that's not Scotland or not the Pacific Northwest, you're going to have a much brighter skylight than we have here. So you're really going to have to know where the shadows are, and you're going to want to shoot in those shadows, but you're also going to need to be aware of the background. A lot of times you'll frame your subject, you'll be in the shadow, you'll be popping a little bit of light with the reflector, and then the background is going to be completely overexposed because the sun is just nailing a patch of grass or a tree or whatever, a house or whatever's in the background. So that's going to be so bright that everyone's eyes are going to go straight there rather than looking at your subject, and that's not what you want. So you need to make sure the entire scene has a similar dynamic range. This isn't really about natural light, but when you're like running around different environments, sometimes you'll get stuck on one location. And if you're doing like headshots, for an actor or something like that, sometimes it's good to have a variety of locations. So if you're able to, while you're location scouting, find a few different spots that are very close together and then see how each one of them look, and don't feel embarrassed, don't feel weird about saying, hey, subject, hey, model, can we like walk around a few blocks? That is totally cool. You don't have to feel pressured like you have to be pushing the button the entire time you're there. It's gonna end up giving you a better result, and even if you have to walk 7 or 8 blocks, the end result is what matters the most. So just always remember that. Have a lot of fun shooting. Throw some of your pictures in the comments below, and be sure to head over to epicpants.com, grab a t-shirt, grab a mug, do we have ear warmers? We'll get some for you. It's cold for some of you people. All right, that's it for this one quick video. We'll make another video one day when it's overcast because the shooting style is going to be a little different when there's a lot of clouds.